William Nylander's start to this season has been ridiculous. And with another 3-point performance here today, leading a comeback victory over the Detroit Red Wings, it feels like William Nylander's dream season may never come to an end. Welcome back to Third Man In. I'm Zach Phillips, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the ridiculous start that William Nylander has had to start this season because he's a pending UFA. He's got 25 points through 16 games, and oh yeah, he's scored in every single one of those 16 games to start this season, setting a Toronto Maple Leafs franchise record of consecutive points scored to start a season. 16 straight, continuing that here with another amazing performance against the Detroit Red Wings on his home soil over in Sweden. Now, you're looking at a guy who's got all the pressure in the world, it would seem like. He's an unrestricted free agent, waiting to get a contract at the end of the season. By all accounts, he was ready to sign an extension with the Maple Leafs this summer. Goes into it saying, hey, I'm looking to get $10 million. There's people nickel and diming over a couple $100,000 here or there. Can't get there. Maybe I could. Maybe I won't. I don't know. My God, would I ever want to go back to the summer and sign that $10 million right this second. 10 by 8, get it done, put it on paper, forget about it, and never look at it again. Because the way that he started this season, $10 million might have been a bargain. Remember when we signed him for 6.9 and we sat here going, Dubas got worked. What a dang terrible contract that is for William Nylander. Overpay. Well, that turned out to be a pretty good contract by the end of it. It ended up being that William Nylander was worth much more than $6.9 million. And he proved it throughout his time. Yes, slow start to the first season that he had, but he also missed a ton of time because he waited till the last day possible to sign that contract. Now, he's sitting here in his final year of his deal going, I asked for 10. You couldn't get there. I wish like crazy we could just go back, sign that contract, and say forget it. Because remember as well, Mitch Marner has a $10.93 million AAV. You think that William Nylander is not going to sit there and say 10.93? The way I'm playing right now, the way I've played the last couple of seasons, and oh, by the way I play in the playoffs like no one else here does, William Nylander might be sitting there at the end of the season going 11. Why not? Because he has had an incredible run to the season. Look at today's game against the Detroit Red Wings. It feels like this whole Leafs team might be slightly asleep. I don't know, maybe they're just new arena, the way that the acoustics are, the ice, I don't know what it was, but slow to get into the game. And then in the third period, William Nylander says, fuck this. We're winning this game, and I'm going to lead us there. The first goal, drives up the wall, stop, turn back, create space down the wall, cuts in, finds Tyler Bertuzzi, open in front, tap off his stick into the back of the net. 2-1 game. You're saying, oh, the Leafs have life. But not only that, the arena has life because guess what? William Nylander is a star. He is their favorite player. They are sitting there in love with this guy. His grandma is in the stand. She's never seen him play an NHL game in person, and now she's sitting there in the stands watching him on his home ice in Sweden play for the Toronto Maple Leafs in an NHL game. Assist on the board, down 2-1. Then he comes back out, finds some space, skating backwards in the slot. Mitch Marner pass out front. William Nylander, one-timer while moving backwards. Opposite side, top corner, 2-2 game. Dream game. 2-2. How could it get any better? 2-2 tie game in Sweden. William Nylander, 2 points here. A goal and an assist. He's sitting there feeling pretty. Basically, a can't lose. You lose this game, and it doesn't even matter. Yes, he's obviously going to be upset. He'd rather win the game, but 2 points in Sweden, goal and assist. Like, pressure's off here. You've also continued the point streak, 16 consecutive games. Like, everything is off of William Nylander. He's sitting there going, I have my guy. I did my job. What else? What else do you want from me? Well, how about third period? Wins the faceoff on the right side in the Detroit zone. Not only does he win the faceoff, he goes and actually gets the puck himself. I sit there and say, oh, Nylander, soft, doesn't battle, doesn't go get pucks. Goes and gets the puck off of his own faceoff win. Yes, goes and gets the puck off of his own faceoff win. puts the puck back down into the corner, and then Tyler Bertuzzi, who had himself a game here tonight, goes behind, wins the puck battle, comes out front, dishes a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pass, backhand, to John Tavares coming in for the backdoor open net one-timer, puts it in 3-2 Maple Leafs. William Nylander, 3-point game, MVP of the game here tonight, as he should be. 3-point night, Leafs win 3-2. William Nylander is the star of the game. There is no doubt about that. But I just don't know at this point how we can continue to allow the season to go on with William Nylander without trying to find a way to give this man an extension, because it's almost like it can only hurt you. I don't know. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and hand him like $13, $14 million tomorrow? No, definitely not. I don't know if maybe his camp's sitting there saying, hey, we'll wait till the end of the season. Look at how he's playing. We could get way more. It's possible, but it's almost as though they could say, why don't we just capitalize off this right now? And it's almost as if at the same time, the Leafs could sit there and say, we got to fucking stop this, because if he continues to score all these points and continue to score goals and be the best right winger on this team right now, potentially best offensive player on this team right now, what are we going to have to pay him at the end of the season? If he keeps this up for 82 more games and then plays in the playoffs like we've seen him play every year, this guy's going to be the best player on the team. He's going to say, well, how much are you paying Matthews? I'll take that. Might not be realistic, but he could be saying that at the end. So it feels like this could be the best chance for this Leafs team to start to find some type of compromise and say, let's get a deal done. Let's not let this go any further, because this is getting ridiculous. That's my Nylander rant. That's my talk from today. This guy is exceptional. Over the last couple of years, he's transformed himself into one of my favorite players on this team. I know it's easy to say he's a star player. Of course, he's going to be one of your favorite players. But no, it's just everything he's continued to add to his bag. I mean, we say about all these other players how they're just in a position where, yeah, they got better at the things they were already good at, but William Nylander just continues to add things to his bag and become good at things he wasn't before. Stealing pucks, takeaways, winning corner battles, net front positioning, his playmaking, his shot, all of these things feel like they've just gotten better. Even his defensive responsibility, it's just continued to improve throughout the time that he's been in the NHL. Fallen in love with William Nylander as a player. Put the end to the madness. Sign the guy. Let's get this over with. Obviously, don't overpay. You're not going to say to him, sit down. Let's give you 12.5, 13 million. But let's not let this get out of hand. Let's get this contract done now. The other thing that I wanted to talk about briefly here, Tyler Bertuzzi, Max Domi. These guys took a lot of shit to start this season. I think they're figuring it out here. And I hope those people who had all of that negative energy about bad signings by Tree Living, you signed the wrong guys, you had higher hockey IQ last season with Dennis Malgin and all that garbage in your top six. I hope all those clowns who are running their mouths saying that and complaining about these signings have the same energy online coming back to talk about how these guys have been now. Because, yes, it was a slow, awkward, clunky start. They had the right to say that at the beginning. But to jump on these guys the way that they did and talk about how terrible the contracts were, terrible the fits were, terrible the signings were by Tree Living, I think that they've just been shut up over the last couple of games. I think those guys have come to play, and I feel like they're just getting into their groove. I don't even think we've seen the best of them here. I think this continues to climb up and up and up. You hear them talking on the broadcast today. Max Domi, most points in the NHL without a goal. Obviously, you want to change that, but then you turn and look at his points. He's putting up points. He's playing on the third line right now, and he's still finding ways to put up points. He also goes out there. One thing that I was texting my dad about during the game here today, and it's something I want to bring to people's attention, that play on Moritz Seider where they both get the 4 minutes and go to the box, first of all, I think is the stupidest thing ever. If you're going to give coincidentals, just give 2 and 2 and just get on with it. Who cares? 2-2, you're giving coincidentals anyways. What the hell is the point of the 4 and the 4? It's also Moritz Seider. He's one of the best players on the ice. Like, every single person wants to see him play. I want to see him play. Obviously, as a Leafs fan, it's better if he's in the box, but I want to see him play. So get out of here with these 4 and 4. Just go 2 and 2, move on with it. That play where he goes after Moritz Seider, Seider cross-checked Bertuzzi. Domi looks at that and says, you're not going to do that to one of our guys. I don't care. Best player, middle of the pack player, worst player. I don't care. I'm going to respond. And in typical Leaf fashion in years past, they would go up and push the guy. Hey, don't do that. No, there's a way to be tough that I think people also don't realize. You see these little spreadsheet boys online running around crying, you can't bring fighters, and you bring fighters to the team. Look, I'm not asking for people to fight every single time one of these things happen. But a way to be team tough, whether you like it or not, is to turn around and cross-check that guy in the ribs right below his padding. Because you know what? A, he's going to be a little bit sore the next time he goes back out on the ice. And B, he's going to kind of second guess something. Because he can't just throw a cross-check on Bertuzzi with zero consequences. The next time he throws a cross-check at Bertuzzi, Max Domi might go back out there and cross-check him in the ribs again. And what the heck do you think is going to happen if he does it to Marner, Nylander, Matthews, or Tavares? You just take a step up in talent, the guy might come back and cross-check you in the teeth. So you just have that awareness now. Hey, these guys aren't just going to come and give me a shove in the pile that I'm not worried about. The guy might break my ribs. And I'm not advocating for serious injuries here by any means. It's more those are the game within the game plays. Those are the ones that kind of get the boys going, where you're like, hey, that guy stuck up for me. Bertuzzi looks down there and goes, that guy stuck up for me. Max Domi, much smaller than Bertuzzi. Also, much smaller than Reed Sider. And he said, I don't give a shit. I'm going after him because you went after Bertuzzi. Stick up for your teammates. Go after the guys and get them where it hurts. That is a way to stick up and have team toughness. That's team toughness. Shout out to Max Domi for that. I love that from him. Obviously, you'd like to stay away from getting penalties. I for sure understand that, especially with the way that PK has been. But you know what? It's also regular season. If you're going to establish some type of team toughness, now's the time to do it, not in the playoffs. So get it out of the way now. Get it out of the way. Game 16, 17, 18 through the season, and then now establish your reputation, your identity here, not later on when it's too late. Shout out to Max Domi, and a massive, massive shout out to Tyler Bertuzzi for this game here today. This is probably his best game as a Leaf. Winning battles, winning races, very committed to the puck, committed to being responsible in the defensive zone and making smart, simple plays. As well, being in the right area. You're playing with John Tavares and William Nylander. You don't got to overthink it, brother. Find yourself a way to the front of the net, win corner battles, and give the puck to them. They will figure out the rest. I think he fit in perfectly. And then the other thing that is just like the best way for him to establish himself with this Leafs team, winning that puck battle behind the net, pushing the defenseman off of it, stealing it, and coming out front, that's Tyler Bertuzzi to a T. That's all you could ask for out of the guy. Win puck battles, hit the guy down low, create separation, and then he's a pretty good playmaker that I just don't think people really, truly quite understand yet. And I think we're going to learn a little bit more about it as this season goes on. So shout out to Tyler Bertuzzi for an amazing game. He definitely deserves the belt. I mean, you could have given it to Willie. He gets the MVP from the guys in Sweden. He's going to be the man around town. He's walking around. He's the king over there right now. So, you know what? In the room, give the belt to Bert. Willie's getting his flowers elsewhere. Shout out to William Nylander for handling this whole Stockholm contract situation like an absolute pro right now. He's been incredible. Domi, Bertuzzi stepping up their games. Big win for the Leafs here tonight or this afternoon, I guess, against the Detroit Red Wings. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I don't know what you're doing. We're pushing for 1,000 here now. We're very, very close. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Turn on notifications here on the channel so you get notified every single time that we go live or more videos just like this one drop. You don't want to miss anything here on this channel. Hit that subscribe button. Also, in the comments below, let me know your thoughts on tonight's game, this afternoon's game, whatever you want to call it. Look forward to hearing what everyone thinks. If you agree, if you disagree with the Nylander, Bertuzzi, Domi stuff, how you feel like the outlook of this team might be going forward, and if you think those guys are starting to fit in. Leafs fans, thank you so much for tuning in. Massive win here today. Keep believing.